What's up, it's Nez, and hello everyone, and welcome back to my lovely daughter. After months and months of sacrifice and experimentation, I think we've finally figured out what exactly the range of the affinities of our lovely daughter Arya are. Looking at our mystical book, we finally figured out that her joy has to be in between 800 to 900, sadness has to be in between 5 to 6, anger in between 4 to 5, and fear in between 6 to 7. Aside from all of that, we have also finally remembered what exactly happened to both our wife and our daughter. Now let's check out our memoirs to put the puzzle together. We'll begin from the first to the last page. Damn it! My potion wasn't a failure, but still they consider it dangerous. How could they render such a judgment without a proper test, and without allowing me to give an explanation? They even fired me, exiling my family from Mahale capital and forcing us to move to this horrific Salak village. Such an outrageous decision. The village is bursting with bandits, thugs, and all manners of lowlives. We've been here for a week, and life has been terrible. We're living in a cramped, rickety hut that is full of dust, dirt, and bugs. What a disgusting place. I sorely miss our house in Mahale capital. My wife and daughter are always crying these days. Will they ever forgive me for bringing this miserable fate? No, no, no. It wasn't my fault. I must do something to make a better living. I'm going to start collecting ingredients so I can start selling medical potions to the townspeople. So this is right after they got exiled from the capital. My potion business is not working. People in this blasted village prefer to going to shamans and dark alchemists to buying my potions. What a bunch of fools! How can they entrust their health to dark magic and dirty ingredients? This place is wretched. I have to find another strategy. Thankfully, my wife seems to have come to an understanding with our condition. It is only our little girl who still cannot accept our situation. Hang in there, child. I will fight this life for you. My wife has been suffering from an unknown disease this past month. My savings are insufficient to cover the medical treatment she needs. Oh, Celestials, I don't know what to do anymore. I have to take care of my wife, my poor little daughter, and my business all at the same time. Dare I turn to witchcraft and dark magic for the sakes of our lives? Maybe they can help, but only if I can find someone to teach me. It seems like their life was going downhill and Faust was fucking desperate to get out of it. Those black-hearted shamans heartlessly turned down my pleas. No wonder they were expelled from the capital. My wife's condition has worsened, and the illness has also spread to my daughter. I'm broke, penniless, and totally in hell. Is this the end of our lives? Last night, the Master Warlock visited my house. His robe, smoldering eyes, and eldritch staff gave him a mysterious look. To my utter surprise, he offered to help me learn dark magic and forbidden alchemy. I should come to the hill alone exactly 3 days from today if I'm to accept his offer. Should I trust him? As if I have a choice, I have to put an ending to her suffering. I made a pact with the Master Warlock. He promised to share his knowledge and skills and recipes with me for the price of my own blood, which he will take after my life here is settled. I suspect he's up to something terrible, but I am in no position to question his motives. We will meet again tomorrow to begin my lessons in witchcraft. The intensive training I received this week has opened my eyes to the uses of sorcery and alchemy. Today I made my first homunculus, a living creation born from alchemy using only natural ingredients. The key is to focus the magical power inside these ingredients through a ritual using a symbolic circle. The homunculuses can drive off pests, help with cleaning, and even be processed as raw material for food. I'm planning to sell it for some hard cash. So this is when Faust gives up potion making and starts becoming an alchemist. The homunculus business is doing great! It is much better than selling potions! The money I have gathered is just enough to purchase ingredients to make healing potions for my wife and daughter. It has crossed my mind to ask for the Master Warlock's help, but relying on such dark power when lives are at stake seems like a dangerous idea. Yeah, no fucking shit! In my desperation, I brought my wife and daughter to the Master Warlock. He told me that my wife's soul had become so faint that she was bound to die soon. What was I thinking, blurting jinxes in front of her face like that? After saying this, he insisted on helping me cure my daughter's illness. He gave me a handful of suspicious-looking powder and told me to make potions with it, which must be drunk regularly. For now, I can only hope for the best for them both. Aha! The Master Warlock seems to be up to no good. It has been exhausting watching over my wife every hour of the day. I wish that the homunculi could take good care of her. Then I thought, why not? So I went to meet the Master Warlock once more, and he taught me a method to make bigger and smarter homunculi. Wonderful! Now my homunculi can nurture her while I continue my research on medicinal potions. Yesterday, my wife said something about how weak she felt and how I should be more caring towards our little girl. I told her not to force herself and that she needed more rest. So she rested her head on my shoulder. But she never woke up. Death took her away as she put her last smile in my embrace. Only my daughter stands between me and my desire to end this miserable life. And that's when our wife died. It has been a long time since I last wrote something here. I've decided to move on from my old life and begin anew, so I built a new house for us on the hill. It is quite far from the slums where we lived before. Since that time, my daughter has fully recovered and is even livelier than she ever was. Life is finally looking up for us. I'm planning to reopen my homunculi business here. Hopefully everything will go well this time. Obviously it won't. Life would be so much better with my wife here. It is so lonely with only the two of us. People from the village seldom visit or ask for help anymore. With plenty of time on my hands, I decide to play around with the homunculus' summoning process. My results are almost unbelievable. The living homunculi not only have humanoid shapes, they also have emotions. What a monumental breakthrough! Oh shit! We killed so many of them! They had human emotions! Oh no! Oh no! I'm starting to regret all of the homunculi that we've killed! This is far beyond my expectations. People from the village queue up every morning in front of my house just to hire homunculus to help them. Thankfully, my lovely daughter is more than happy to help me with my work. She is so cute. With life as good as this, I finally feel that my past is behind me. This is nonsense! He said it was my blood he wanted! I have been tricked! I cannot accept this! Why did he take her soul? The warlock took her soul! It was him all along! It was supposed to have been mine! Everything that I have done was for her! Why did he not just leave us alone? Why did he do this to me? Just let me die! Bring my daughter back! She doesn't deserve this! It was my fault! Get her back! Get her back! Get her back! You liar! Well, fuck! Now we know the full story! The warlock bamboozled Faust into giving him his daughter's soul! How could he? Oh no! This was all our fault and we've sacrificed so many to get here, only to realize it really is all our fault, which was painfully obvious in the beginning, but whatever! We now have the right affinity ranges, we're gonna bring our fucking daughter Arya back! So joy is around 800, sadness around 5, anger around 4, and fear around 6. Let's check our affinities right now. 8, 5, 4, 6. It seems like our sadness and anger affinity is all good, but we definitely need more fear and more joy. Time for the final batch of sacrifices. Fear? Yes, that's fear. I'm so sorry, Samara, but you're gonna get sacrificed for our daughter today! Plus affinity, we'll have to bring that down by burning some gifts. And now we need some joy. You're not joy. Your joy will sacrifice you! I'm so sorry! You guys are actual girls! You were my real daughters all along! Every single one of you! And I killed more than 50 of you in total! Time to burn some gifts. Let's burn something to reduce happiness. There we go. One more should do it. We should put this down below 6. We'll burn some almonds. A bit more. And that should do it. 625, 800. Let's just check one more time. Okie dokie, our fear's a bit below the range. Let's just, sacrifice another fear homunculus for now. Wood, clay, come forth! Come forth! My actual daughters with real emotions. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for all that I've done. There we go. That should bring it up to range. 690 should be between the range. Yep, just right there. And are we good? We'll need a bit more joy affinity. Let's just make one more. We'll make you out of wood and water. That should do it. The final sacrifices. Level 2, that should be enough. We'll sacrifice you. I'm so sorry! It was all my fault. And there. And that should be it, right? Our sadness is good, 500? Oh, okay, we'll need 28 more. We'll just have to sacrifice one more. How much more do we have to sacrifice? We'll make you out of wood. The final sacrifice, supposedly. There you are. Our last daughter, Zelda. Child, I am so sorry! And that should do it. Just gonna double check one last time. 865, 565, 500, 690. 865, 565, 500, and then there we go, 690. It is week 4 of our 3rd year as an alchemist trying to bring our lovely daughter Arya back. We've gone through madness and much more. We almost lost our humanity in all our sacrifices, all our experiments, killing all of those sentient daughters. But now, it is time to bring Arya back. Arya, our lovely daughter. By the powers that be, after everything that we've been through, I command thee with sugar, spice, and everything nice. Bring our lovely daughter Arya back. The ritual has ended, but nothing seems to change. Her body is still rigid. Just as Faust thinks all hope is lost, her fingers twitch a little. Faust's anticipation reignites his confidence. A moment later, her eyes blink, and a moan escapes from her mouth. Slowly, she utters, Father? Unable to believe his eyes and ears, Faust kneels and cries in overwhelming ecstasy. Our lovely daughter Arya! They embrace each other for an endless time. Faust's mind wanders, all he has been through, everything he has suffered, the whole tragedy of his life. None of it matters anymore. He only wants to enjoy this moment. Until a sharp object pierces him. Wait, what? Faust falls down to the floor, blood spilling around him. What has happened? Anxious and scared, he looks up to where his daughter is standing over him. No, 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 it's not possible. How could this be? The moment she crouches down and takes a hold of his head, Faust can clearly see her eyes. These are not Arya's. They belong to the Master Warlock. What the fuck? Disguised as Arya, he chuckles as he lets Faust plunge into the pool of his own blood. The Master Warlock speaks magical incantations while Faust's consciousness begins to fade out. He can barely feel his own body. Arya, no! Why are you in our daughter's body, you son of a bitch? A faint voice rings through the room. Hello, old friend. It seems so distant. Faust feels so light, almost as if he is floating, as if some magical force is pulling him up. Then everything goes bright. His time has come and he knows it, but he is not ready. Not until he puts everything in its right place. So weak, so tired, Faust doesn't want to wake up yet, but someone keeps shaking his body. Slowly, he opens his eyes. It is a woman. Knowing she's no angel, Faust realizes that he is still alive after all. But what for? The Master Warlock took everything away from him. Even his body is not his own. Nevertheless, the woman is still tending to his wounds, preserving his body. Her care instills some spirit into him once more. Wait, what? We switch bodies? To repay his debt, Faust helps her with his alchemy and sorcery skills. With homunculi in her shop, it becomes the most successful business in the whole village. Left with only one reason to live, Faust plots how to exact revenge on the Master Warlock, but he is nowhere to be found. No one has even heard of the rumors of his whereabouts. Faust knows he will show up eventually, and that he must be prepared. Faust sets out on a journey to hone his magical power, After years of study and effort, he becomes a truly and powerful wizard himself. His fame spreads across the country. People start referring to him as the Master what? What? The Master Warlock? What? You mean he was us the entire time? At that moment, a bolt of lightning strikes his mind. He remembers that he has never forgotten how the Master Warlock tricked him, and how the Master Warlock took his daughter's soul. He remembers how he hates the Master Warlock, and now he realizes that he himself is the Master Warlock. Son of a bitch, this is some M. Night Shyamalan type of bullshit. He has unmatched power, immense knowledge of alchemy and dark magic. However, his life will soon end. Finally, he understands why the Master Warlock took his body. He understands why the Master Warlock put him through hell. Realizing the truth, he now has to choose. Will he bring misery to his past self to maintain his power and wealth? Or will he let young Faust live with his family and achieve happiness? With more time, he is convinced that he can keep his power and wealth while still being able to save his own family. He only needs to ensure that he can prolong his life, to ensure that his life will be written the way it was once before. He starts his gambit. He contracts his old friend and savior to set his plan in motion. Slowly but surely, the story is rewritten. He needs to make sure that Faust is mentally broken. He starts by poisoning his wife. Then he takes away his daughter. He uses both of his wife's and daughter's souls to strengthen his weak soul. He did it! That's what he did! And the one that saved him was the shopkeeper all along! Then he continues his act, thinking he could save time and extract young Faust's soul after the devastating event. But Faust's will to live is still strong. It is then when he realizes that young Faust has gone insane, but not because he lost his loved ones. Instead, it is because of the hatred that Faust has for himself, the Master Warlock. He now understands that his drive to move forward is not fueled by the care for his family, but by his ego at being tricked. His failed attempt to extract young Faust's soul has made his power weak. He has only enough energy for one more extraction. He places Faust's daughter's body on the bed and prepares to extract his own soul. To ensure young Faust will take care of his soul, he erases Faust's memory of the past 2 years and puts a spell on young Faust's book to give him direction and purpose. Then he extracts his own soul from the chamber. That's what he did! We wrote that book ourselves! And we put our own soul into our daughter's body! Young Faust wakes up not knowing that a circle of damnation will repeat itself. And the end. That was My Lovely Daughter. The big climax was just some M. Night Shyamalan plot twist where it was us all along traveling through time and creating some sort of fucked up paradox. That's it. That's the entire story. Fuck this game. We never got to save our daughter. We're stuck in another loop that'll go on for centuries. And everyone has an unhappy ending. What the fuck? You know what? After everything that we've done, all of the homunculi that we've sacrificed along the way, all of the souls that we probably killed and murdered and turned into affinity fodder, we probably deserve that ending. No, Faust deserved that ending. He doesn't deserve a happy ending after everything he's put everyone through. And I'ma stick to that. So yeah, that was My Lovely Daughter. If you guys enjoyed this whole twisted and fucked up playthrough, like and subscribe so we can grow our channel together. What the fuck? Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye everyone!